Did you know that some of the most terrifying horror movies are inspired by real-life events? From haunting encounters to chilling mysteries, these films bring true nightmares to the big screen. Join us as we count down the 10 scariest horror movies based on true stories. Watch till the end to see if your favorite made the list. Number 10. The Amityville Horror, 1979. During the The Exorcist horror boom of the late 70s, a marketing campaign emphasizing its supposed authenticity propelled a haunted house tale to unexpected success. Based on Jay Anson's book, the story follows the Lutz family as they experience supernatural torment after moving into an old house in Long Island, the site of a gruesome mass murder. Despite critics dismissing Anson's book as a hoax, the film adaptation became a horror classic. The film's success led to numerous lesser sequels and even inspired a 2005 remake by Michael Bay. The combination of its eerie premise and claims of being based on real events captured the audience's imagination, securing its place in horror cinema history. Number 9. The Conjuring, 2013. Ed and Lorraine Warren, once relatively known paranormal investigators, catapulted into global fame when director James Wan transformed their most famous case into a retro haunted house film, making them the forefront of the ghost hunting world. Their story served as the backbone for what became the highly successful horror franchise, The Conjuring universe. Originating from their documented exploration of supernatural occurrences in a decrepit Rhode Island farmhouse in 1971, the first film seamlessly blends various horror elements, featuring numerous jump scares. Wan, previously associated with the gruesome Saw series, showcased his versatility by crafting a film that evoked more than mere disgust. This cinematic universe has since expanded into various narratives, including the chilling Annabelle movies. Through its amalgamation of classic horror tropes, The Conjuring universe not only solidified the Warrens' legacy, but also established itself as the epitome of successful horror franchises, captivating audiences worldwide with its spine-chilling tales. Number 8. Poltergeist, 1982. Several years following the Amityville Horror, director Tobe Hooper revitalized the modern haunted house genre with a Spielbergian touch, possibly even with Steven Spielberg's involvement, who served as a producer and potentially offered creative direction. This collaboration birthed a horror masterpiece, drawing inspiration from real-life events, particularly the intriguing case of the Herman House in suburban Long Island during the 1950s, where a family's encounter with paranormal phenomena garnered national attention. They enlisted the aid of a paranormal investigator to probe into inexplicable incidents like spontaneously popping bottles and objects moving of their own volition. Unlike its fictional counterpart, the Herman House didn't vanish into an interdimensional portal, but its tale left an indelible mark on popular culture. Through this film, Hooper skillfully merged the chilling essence of haunted house narratives with Spielberg's signature storytelling finesse, cementing its status as a classic in horror cinema. Number 7. Compliance, 2012. In 2004, an unsettling incident unfolded in rural Kentucky, serving as the inspiration for an indie thriller. This event, while devoid of fatalities or physical violence, left a chilling imprint on those involved. It began with a deceptive phone call from a man claiming to be a police officer to a local fast food establishment. Through manipulation, he coerced an unsuspecting employee into subjecting her coworker to a series of degrading actions, escalating into a disturbing spectacle of psychological torture. Director Craig Zobel's gripping drama, rather than sensationalizing the harrowing ordeal, delves into the deeper implications of blind obedience to authority in American society. Number 6. 10 Rillington Place, 1971. In the annals of London's criminal history, John Christie emerges as a figure rivaling Jack the Ripper in notoriety. This unassuming postman of the 1940s and 50s perpetrated a string of gruesome murders, at least 8 in number, including his own wife. His macabre method involved strangulation, followed by the concealment of his victims' bodies within the walls of his modest Notting Hill residence. Richard Fleischer's cinematic portrayal of Christie's reign of terror stands as a hidden gem within the true crime genre. Anchored by a haunting performance from Richard Attenborough in the titular role, the film delves into the depths of human depravity and the banality of evil. Attenborough's portrayal is so chillingly convincing that it reportedly lingered with him long after the cameras ceased rolling, leaving an indelible mark on the seasoned actor's psyche. Number 5. Open Water, 2003. Imagine the chilling horror of being abandoned in the vast expanse of the ocean while scuba diving. A nightmare realized by American couple Tom and Eileen Lonergan in 1998. Left behind by a tour boat near the Great Barrier Reef, their fate remains a mystery as their bodies were never recovered. Filmmaker Chris Kentis takes this haunting true story and crafts a tension-filled narrative in his film. Kentis, opting for authenticity, filmed in the actual ocean with real sharks, amplifying the sense of dread and helplessness. The couple's desperate struggle against the elements and lurking predators keeps audiences on edge for 80 minutes. While the premise of watching a couple's harrowing ordeal may not immediately entice, Kentis's skill in capturing the raw fear and realism of the situation makes for an intensely gripping viewing experience. As the Lonergans face the very real threat of becoming prey to the ocean's inhabitants, the film immerses viewers in a visceral exploration of survival against all odds, leaving a lasting impression of the terrifying power of the natural world. Number 4. Snowtown, 2011. Snowtown delves deeply into the chilling reality of the infamous barrel murders that terrorized an impoverished Australian community in the 1990s, akin to Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, pushing the boundaries of what is typically considered entertainment. Over 7 years, a quartet led by John Bunting perpetrated a series of horrific killings, primarily targeting individuals they deemed as pedophiles or homosexuals. Director Justin Kurzel meticulously portrays Bunting's manipulation of an abused teenager into becoming an accomplice, sparing no detail in the portrayal. Number 3. The Birds, 1963. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds diverges significantly from his typical oeuvre, standing as a peculiar anomaly rather than a timeless classic like Psycho. The film's premise, which increasingly appears absurd over time, resembles the campy charm of B-movies such as The Blob or The Day of the Triffids, rather than Hitchcock's usual meticulously crafted suspense. However, the genesis of The Birds lies in a strange real-life event that unfolded in 1961 in Capitola, California. Number 2. Dead Ringers, 1988. David Cronenberg likely couldn't contain his twisted delight upon stumbling upon a New York Magazine article detailing the demise of the Marcus brothers, twin gynecologists who met their demise through synchronized drug overdoses in 1975. For a director renowned for his penchant for exploring the grotesque and the unsettling, this real-life narrative was ripe for his creative exploitation. Cronenberg, with his characteristic flair for the macabre, would undoubtedly take this somber tale and infuse it with his trademark themes of bodily horror and psychological disintegration. Number 1. Borderland, 2007. In the late 1980s, Tamaulipas, a Mexican border state, experienced a reign of terror orchestrated by a group known as the Narco-Satanists. This clan of drug-dealing occultists not only peddled narcotics but also engaged in ritualistic human sacrifice to further their cartel's aims. The eerie tale serves as the backdrop for an indie horror film that vividly portrays the events surrounding the cult's most infamous crime, the abduction and subsequent murder of a University of Texas medical student in 1989. Although the film takes liberties with certain details, much of its narrative draws from chilling realities, blurring the line between fiction and fact. Thanks for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through some of the scariest horror movies based on true stories. If you enjoyed this list and want more terrifying content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates on horror films, true crime stories, and much more. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the scares. Until next time, stay safe and keep the lights on.